Legal loopholes, credit repair tactics exposed. Chapter 9 How to establish credit fast and easy. So, this chapter is about if you have no credit, how you can obtain credit and start building. Chapter 9 How to establish credit fast and easy. Establishing credit for those without a prior credit history could be best described as a catch-22, considering that you need credit to get credit. According to FICO, 50 million adults out of 210 million have no credit file, or it doesn't contain enough information to calculate a score. Many consumers are constantly denied credit because they have no credit, leaving them often to wonder, how am I going to get credit if no one will give me credit? There are a series of ways in which a consumer can establish credit. These methods consist of obtaining secured cards, obtaining subprime cards, getting a cosigner, obtaining secured bank loans, and becoming an authorized user, piggybacking, or buying trade lines. Secured credit cards. This is a section of the chapter. Secured credit cards can be obtained fairly easy, and some card issuers guarantee 100% approval. These cards are usually secured by your deposit, and your credit limit is typically the amount of your deposit, but not in all cases. Sometimes card issuers will give you over the amount of your deposit. Most secured cards require a minimum down payment of $200 to $300 and usually have an annual monthly fee. When obtaining a secured card, make sure that the card in question reports to all three major credit bureaus. Otherwise, you're just wasting your time and money. There are many websites that rate these secured cards and list their annual fees and enrollment fees, as well as the credit bureaus they report to. Millions of consumers have used Orchid Bank cards to establish and build credit. Some people apply at orchidbank.com. They let you know which card you qualify for. They offer a secured MasterCard as well as subprime cards. You could be required to pay a $200 minimum security deposit, or you may not be required to place a deposit at all. Orchid Bank is also currently reporting to all three major credit bureaus. The Capital One secured MasterCard also reports to all three major credit bureaus, and with a refundable security deposit. You can have an extended credit up to $3,000. With timely payments, you could qualify for limit increases with no further security deposit required. This card has flexibility to extend credit. The more you put down, the more credit they could possibly extend to you. It's more of a secured card than an unsecured card, but it's both, which is very nice. Says Curtis Arnold, founder of cardratings.com. At this time of the printing, there are no processing or application fees. To learn more, you can call 1-866-927 not or scratch that, I'm starting over. Call 1-866-927-5834. Subprime cards. Next section. Subprime cards are another way to build or establish credit. Subprime cards usually take a chance on those individuals with limited or no credit. These subprime cards typically do not require a security deposit, but have large processing fees. Sometimes these fees are billed in a monthly installment, beginning with your first payment, and in usually high interest rates. If your credit score is under 680, you are considered subprime and will most likely be charged higher interest rates. The First Premier Bank MasterCard or Orchid Bank usually takes chances on those with less than stellar credit. Next section are merchant cards. Once you have obtained a secured or subprime card, you can also apply for a merchant cards. Merchant cards are typically classified as any store card that has their own credit card, like Macy's, Boston Store, Marshall's, Walmart, and JCPenney's. And there's many more like Target, Kohl's. These stores usually require that you have a major credit card bearing the MasterCard or Visa logo to qualify for their cards. Most stores require that you produce your MasterCard or Visa, as well as other identification information, and usually within seconds will let you know if you are approved or denied. The card usually checks your credit score to see if you meet the minimum criteria. Additionally, some stores call this instant credit. There are usually no underwriters involved in the decision-making process. It's all electronic. Interestingly, two individual applicants can apply and one get a credit line of 1,000 and the other 5,000, depending on their individual credit score. I never suggest applying for merchant cards without first knowing your credit score. Usually, any score over 620 is enough to qualify for the card. Remember that in addition to the 20% in savings the store may be offering, you will also incur a hard inquiry on your credit report, which can adversely affect your credit score by 5 points. Next section are gas cards. Gas cards are another way to establish or build credit. They usually have low criteria for approval. You can also shop for these cards and see their terms and conditions on many of the card ratings websites. Next section is shopping for credit cards. There are various websites on the internet that compare rates, fees, and APRs, as well as list the advantages of individual credit cards. They also make it possible for you to shop for cards based on your credit score. By knowing your credit score when shopping for credit card based on your current score, you can greatly increase your chances of approval. Essentially, many of these card providers are laying out the prerequisite need. Oh, I lost my spot, sorry. Where am I? Here we go. Essentially, many of these card providers are laying out the prerequisite needed to obtain their card. Many of these sites simplify the process into 5 easy categories: credit cards for people with excellent credit, good credit, fair credit, bad credit, and cards for those with no credit history. Some of the sites that offer this service are creditcardtuneup.com, nerdwallet.com, creditcards.com, cardratings.com, lowcards.com, bankrate.com, and creditcard321.com. Listed below is an example from the credit card guide as follows. Cards by category. Special credit card deals. Then you got 0% balance transfer and purchase. Low interest credit cards. Business credit cards. Reward credit cards. Cashback cards. Points. Gas credit cards. Airline credit cards. Hotel and travel. Dining and entertainment. Automobile. Retail and brand name. Home improvement. Financial. Charity credit cards. Sports credit cards. Instant approval cards. Student credit cards. Customizable credit cards. I've never heard of a customizable credit card. That's pretty interesting. And a prepaid cards. Then it says cards by credit. And that's the cards for people with excellent credit, cards for people with good credit, cards for people with fair credit, cards for people with bad credit, cards for people with limited or no credit history at all. You also can go by cards by issuer. American Express, Capital One, Chase, Discover, HSBC, First Premier Bank, Visa, all credit card companies. So that's how you can search for cards at those kinds of sites. Credit Karma is also another one. Remember, when shopping for credit cards, to compare rates, make sure they report to all the major credit bureaus and factor in that one hard inquiry could adversely affect your score by 5 points. There are some credit card issuers that will allow you to pre-qualify without affecting your score. And I'll stop there. The next section is secured bank loans. And in parentheses, it says passbook loans. So that's going to be the next video.